my camera going. Okay, my first live. Hopefully, it's on YouTube. I've got is that Hercules? Is that how you say it? And
Hercules.
yeah, no despair bear. And honestly, they're just helping me out because I have not used Streamlabs. I mean, I have it, and Chris Crumb helped me from Don't Follow Crumb, helped me even to get here. And so we're just going to chat it up. I'm watching the kids, so if I go on mute and I turn my camera off, you guys have got to just talk to each other. But we just finished up watching, or on my YouTube, I streamed, I think it was yesterday's conversation between Witsit and Mordwand, which he now has the name Sealion Prime. Pretty level-headed guy, just totally believes in the globe and very scientifically minded. But Witsit knows his stuff. He knows the history of heliocentrism. Basically, Witsit knows the globe and this other idea of the stationary topographical plane Earth that's enclosed. So I just wanted to come up on live and talk to some people about what they thought about the stream, or just hang out. Like, honestly, I don't even know if this video here is going to stay up. I just want to practice using the program. So anyway, guys, if you want to do a little intro or say who you are or what's up or what you thought of the stream or really anything, the floor is yours.
I didn't see the stream. I just got your message like 5 minutes ago, so I joined, but I still need to watch it.
Did you see it the other day, or were you in Earth Awakenings when it happened just the other day?
I was in for about 10 minutes, about an hour in, and I intended to watch the podcast or like the live feed, but it's not on Rumble. And then about 10 minutes of being there, I got a call, so I had to go, and I missed it. And then I went to go watch it on Rumble, and yeah.
Yeah, so just to give you feedback, and then I'll let you jump in, Hercules. Earth Awakenings is on Discord. A lot of people know that already. I think I have the join link to the Earth Awakenings Discord for anybody that's never even been on the app. You should definitely jump on. It's a lot like Twitter, where you have the spaces where you can interact and chat. And so basically what happened yesterday was Witsit basically debated Mordwand for a long time on a lot of different stuff. And then it rolled straight into a conversation about World War II, which I can't post on my YouTube. The video has finished rendering, and I'm going to put it up on my Rumble channel just so y'all can listen, glean whatever info you want to get from a bunch of people talking about that topic. I don't think it's safe for YouTube, so I'm not going to put it up. And then it rolled right into a conversation that he had with Mattoon. So it was like, I don't even know, 4 hours, 5 hours. But yeah, it's pretty fun, man, just to hear people talk about all this stuff. But Hercules, what you got, man?
Yeah, I happen to be streaming because that Discord stream is live on YouTube now. And I just noticed that like 5 days ago, and I've been basically listening to that all day in work. And I caught that Witsit conversation live. And yeah, I agree. Sealion Prime, he's level-headed, but the cognitive dissonance is strong. Like he won't accept certain aspects that, he was told flat out that Einstein and Newton have completely opposite causal effects. So as far as physics goes, they can't coexist. Now you can say you can use Newtonian math because it approximates your averages and all of that, but you can't say that it's a good causal effect because Einstein came and wiped all of that away. But because it was based on Kepler's laws, which is all about periodicity, yeah, it has to reach the same conclusion because it's describing the same effects. So yes, you're going to get the same results using each of them, but they're describing how it happens in a completely opposite way. So you can't say they're compatible. And he heard that, and he just keeps reverting to the fact that the math works out and refuses to understand that physics is about cause, not about, periodicity and kinematics. It's about describing why those kinematics are what they are. And all the things about dark matter and dark energy, he just keeps refusing to understand that there is no actual evidence of these things. They're just needed because what gravity from relativity predicted was way off. So in order to keep that alive, they had to interject dark matter and dark energy. So, that is special pleading. And he was trying to say that there's no special pleading in relativity. You should watch that, though, because that was a really interesting conversation. But I'm sure you've seen basically the same thing happen multiple times when Witsit tries to explain this to a Globa.
Yeah, I have. And dark matter and dark energy is the biggest just trust me, bro thing. It's
Yeah.
like, it's lack of thing. That's what the thing is. The thing is lack of thing, not thing. It's like, you have to believe it's there.
It's
What's
there
there?
because it has to be.
Yeah, what's there, though? Lack of thing is there. Not thing is there. It's crazy. Yeah, it's there because it has to be. It's a crutch, right? Because the system can't walk without that crutch. It needs it.
Yeah, that's well said, guys. I mean, I've only been into it for 2 years, and I've had to play catch up quick to a lot of the concepts and ideas. But I've looked at this whole thing more as like a social experiment or emotional. I've been looking at it from an emotional, spiritual stance, where like Witsit, Shane, Allen, Toby, Stone, just the legends at Aether Cosmology, they bring the hardcore science. But the interesting thing is, a globe believer or an anti-flat earther, either one, or like No Despair likes to say, our globe friends. I really like how he says our globe friends, because it's a lot more peaceful of an approach than saying like you're a glober. Anyway, they want us to enter into their realm, their world, their paradigm of relativity and all the science, the mainstream peer-reviewed science, and they want us to debate them in there, that what they believe is either true or false, where you really have to have a neutral, open mind. And if you're really going to come and try to talk like what is a stationary topographical plane Earth, or a geocentric idea of what Earth is, you have to be able to hold the idea and everything that people hold to be true about the heliocentric theory to the geocentric theory. But most people in the argument can't meet neutrally. They want Austin to fight them with their own, I would say, fantasy or fairy tale, which makes them mad. But I mean, I think he's doing a great job, because he's well researched and well studied in, all things heliocentrism. But he can also bring other ideas. And I think as human beings, we should be able to ask questions and double check what we were taught, what we've been shown. And yeah, man, I'm a very chill dude. I'm not, triggered or emotional about it. I don't think the Earth is moving 1.6 million miles every 24 hours. I think it's very stationary, and that's brought a lot of peace to me. But anyway, that's just a couple thoughts I have on it.
Yeah, I don't think it's moving. I also don't think it's orbiting around the sun. I just don't buy it. I don't think it's I'd rather go with what my senses say. I don't like the whole, yeah, it feels like it's not moving, but it is. Yeah, it feels like that stuff's moving around you, but they're not. It's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I really have enjoyed some of the more level-headed glow believers as they've brought around knowledge and wisdom that they're carrying, be it true or not. I've realized that, and actually, it was Piezo the other day. I don't know where it was, but he really, I think it must have been on X. He was vouching for what some of the globe friends have said. Just a second. He was vouching that, what, you wouldn't be able to feel it. Like if we did enter into their paradigm, there is no feeling the motion, even if it's going all over the place, because it's all relative, and it has to do with like the lab frame. And but I do think interferometry would show it. All this talk of measuring the fringe, and Michelson Morley for sure, like what they detected. the 5 to 7 kilometers a second is important. It didn't detect the 30, which is needed for the revolution around the sun. So it's interesting to be learning all this stuff, and I'm glad you guys hopped on for my little test run here.
Yeah, I checked it on YouTube. It looks good. It sounds good.
Yeah, nice. I still need to get a better microphone, and I don't know. I did this because if I'm going to have interviews with people, I need to start messing with being able to share my screen and let you guys share screen. And my whole goal is just to be a level-headed guy that, if I'm wrong, then the last 2 years that I've spent looking into this, I'll be like, I'm going to admit it. And I'm not even going to be embarrassed. Like, if the Earth is not a enclosed stationary topographical plane, I'm just going to move to where the truth is. And right now, I don't think it's the globe. The globe is improvable. So I think where we are is moving a lot closer to what reality is. But I'm just kind of rambling. If you guys want to talk about something, I'll be right back. I got to help my kiddos with a snack.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do think that alternative cosmology and alternative theories are picking up. And the stronger the audience is of a certain subject, the stronger or the less ability you have to censor it. And then the more you censor something, you have that, I can't think of her name, the Streisand effect.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that one is.
It is, the effect is named for American singer and actress Barbara Streisand, whose attorney kept trying to suppress the publication of a photograph. And I think it says suppress. Sorry, my link got cut off. A photograph showing her cliff-top residence in Malibu inadvertently drew far greater attention to the previously obscure photograph. So it's like the desire to suppress or censor something. It creates more of a demand to see it. So the more suppression, the more censorship, the more people will seek it. So it has the opposite result. That's why, it's a common thing to say, oh, you're not being censored. When I think, other than Mustache Man, I think flat Earth or conspiracy theories might be the most censored thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. And we talk about that, often you have, either trolls. I mean, it's so, this whole thing is so multidimensional. There's so many facets to seeking the truth. I mean, I start from the basis, like, are we allowed to have free speech? If we are, and we're not hurting anybody with what we're talking about, then we shouldn't be attacked. And I was saying this on Earth Awakenings just the other day, like, we should be able to have chill discourse, and what you say, if it doesn't hurt me, I mean, like, what you say shouldn't have the ability to change my mind. I should just be able to ponder what it is you're saying and be chill about it. But you do have people who want to just get an adrenaline rush, and they want to come in and just like mess up the room or crap everywhere. And then some people are actually paid to try to push down the flat Earth movement or seeking truth. I mean, the seeking truth thing, I think a lot of people, they find it as being dangerous because I think the quote they, which, a lot of the people are like, well, who is they? Who is it? Man, it's the dark forces. It's the powers and principality of the air that don't want us to know how powerful we are, how beautiful we are. They want to suppress freedom of thought and freedom of speech. And I just love all the people I've met in the community that want to dig into history, what actually happened here and there, and what is true health, the health of the mind and the health of the body and the health of the spirit. Like, how do we grow as a community and come together in love and in light and in high vibration, which a lot of people will say, oh, that's just new age. But obviously, and I'll land the plane, there is a force, and I would say it's a dark force, but be it that you want to say it's Satan or evil or demons or whatever, there is something out there in reality that is wanting to crush the human soul and crush our connection and our ability to communicate. Because, long story short, even if we have differences, we should still be able to be the human family and connect and talk about it. But anyway, I hope that made sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's something can be metaphysical. I think it is personally, but it can also be just a tangible material thing. You have addictions, you have debt, you have bills, all this stuff. This stuff is tangible things that, I mean, bills in general, they're inflated. I don't think we need to pay that much for electric, but we do. It if society was perfect, we'd be moving towards giving everyone electricity, which at this point should be considered like water. Every house has water, right? Not great water, but if society was how it should be at this day and age, everyone would have electricity and it wouldn't cost as much as it does. But I do agree. I think you have to admit that there's a they. I think our globe friends will shirk away from that idea that there is a they, a group of controllers that control stuff that exercise their power over less powerful people. Because if it comes down to it, if it's me versus Bill Gates, he probably wins because he can hire a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hercules, you want to add in, or he dropped again? I'm going to add in Scholarly is in the waiting room, but I'll say some people in this whole debate and in this whole conversation, they don't want to believe that there's a spiritual war or a spiritual realm. Even they want to say it's all physical, it's all matter. As far as the eye can see, it's either dark energy, dark matter. The planets are made of this. This is the temperature they are. And I don't want to say they don't want to believe in God, because some of the people even believe there is a creator, but for some reason they don't want anyone to tell them that there's rules or there's guidelines. They want to be their own God, and they want to define for themselves what is true and what is good. When I've found out that whenever I'm God in my own life, it goes bad. And so I've spent the last 15 years surrendering to the Creator, asking for guidance, asking for help, being shown how to be a good husband and a good father, and how to find the truth. What is the truth? Because obviously we're being deceived. But anyway, let me say hi to Scholarly. Welcome, bro.
Hey there, how you doing, RBB?
Good, man. Just practicing live streaming. Never done it. First time. Just seeing how it goes.
Awesome. I've never been on Streamlabs before, so it's a new experience for me as well.
Yeah, for me right now, it's interesting because this is web-based. Streamlabs, and this is like the pro version or whatever. It has its own program that I can download to my hard drive and use. But I heard from Crumb, I said it earlier, Don't Follow Crumb has a great channel. He's a musician. He's hilarious. He's a flat earther. He told me, like, get this. It's great. It's Talk Studios, and this is a web-based. So I'm using Chrome. And I've got you guys up. I can see the chat on the side. I can add in like who's on stream and who's not. Like, I guess if I wanted to kick somebody that was being irate or porn bombing. And then I know that I have the ability to share screen and let you guys share screen. But like I'm saying, like, this is new. I'm even off frame. But yeah, I'm just playing around, seeing how it goes.
Nice. Did you see when Austin was on a Spaces with Karlin Borisenko the other day?
I did. And you want to tell me about it?
Yeah, so Karlin Borisenko, she's like really good at infiltrating like the far, extremist left and all that. And so she was on a Spaces that somebody had invited her on, and she was going, and they were having the discussion there. And then Austin and a bunch of other people just kind of all piled on. And Karlin said, she just like totally, disregarded everything Austin had to say because he was a flat earther. And I was like, I really like Karlin and I really like Austin. And it was just really an unfortunate thing to see where she's like, no, man, I am not going to be wasting my time talking to a flat earther. And the whole discussion, the whole flat earth thing didn't even come up into it. But somebody told her, and she knew, oh, Witsit is a flat earther, and she just totally disregarded everything he had to say, which was unfortunate.
That reminds me of the Destiny debate where it looks like someone sent him in chat that Witsit was a flat earther, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, so anyway, someone tells me in chat that you're a flat earther, and then Witsit just dumpstered him real quick, and then he dropped it as soon as he could. It's really funny.
You know,
Right.
it's a shame that people are programmed to react that way. Like obviously, if people are looking into the truth of, you know, in the medical industry, what is true health, or they start asking about, you know, do people actually need the pharmaceuticals that are based on oil, or is it okay to use a homeopathic or an herbal remedy? And, you know, we know the Rockefeller family changed everything in the school, you know, and they changed everything in the medical. And I mean, my wife's a physician, and dude, these last few years have been crazy about like, what is disease? What is being unwell? Because we all know that we get runny noses and our eyes itch and we cough and we sneeze and people throw up or diarrhea and all these things, like a fever. All these things now I've learned are the body being healthy and being able to fight toxins. Either they're like with the lungs, or if you get all congested, you're encapsulating whatever toxin, you're trying to expel it. And so we've all been programmed to believe like, oh no, I have a little bit of a fever or a little bit of a runny nose, let me take a bunch of ibuprofen or Tylenol, when really you probably just need pure water, good nutrition, ground, like put your feet on the earth, think positively about how awesome your body is that it's taking care of a toxin. And mindset has so much to do with it. But like, if you start talking this way about the medical industry, people will react with, oh my gosh, you're a conspiracy theorist because you don't believe in the peer-reviewed papers that have been written about, you know, virology and stuff like that. So, you know, you've got this whole thing with medicine, with science, with history. And I'm here to say there's a lot of stuff that's been twisted. And hold on just a second. I'm gonna turn my camera off. My kids are running around. I'm here to say that we as individuals, we as humans, have the right to ask questions and seek the truth. And we're not stupid if we want to double check things that we were told and ask again, well, are you sure? And let's see, because there's been suppression. But anyway, I'm ranting again. You probably most of you guys are probably just nodding your head to that. But yeah, any feedback, go for it.
Oh, I agree with you. Today I found an article. It's a government document, and it talks about how I don't know what I can talk about on YouTube or not. Can you talk about medical stuff on YouTube?
You just kind of have to dance around it. I don't know.
Okay, so allegedly people were getting sick, and they introduced a thing that is supposed to reduce the rate of people getting sick, but they introduced it at the end of people getting sick, so it didn't actually do anything. And then according to the government, it was clean water that made people stop getting sick. I'll link you the documents, though. I just don't want to get your channel flagged or anything. But that's, you know, according to the government. That's I think Massachusetts.gov.
Yeah, there was a thing with polio. If you look at the over time, the incidence of polio, and then you saw how it was like infrastructure and clean water and all of that. The rate of polio was already dropping like a rock before they went and they introduced the polio jibby jab.
Yeah, I don't know how to send messages in chat, but it says sending messages is only supported for hosts. Enjoy the show. I guess I'm not logged into Streamlabs or something. But I sent JT that article. It's if you want to look it up, it's called Learn the Risk. And how I found it was I typed in, did DDT cause polio? And it's Montana State Legislature. Super interesting .gov article.
Yeah, thanks for sharing the info. I really like the channels. Like, if you guys haven't seen the YouTube channel The Way Forward, check that one out. Alpha Vedic is another good one that are really having these great conversations. Dr. Tom Cowan, I know he has a YouTube channel, Talkin' Turkey with Tom, I think is what it's called, and Amanda Vollmer and Kaufman. And if you guys want to throw out any more names, these are just people that have been in the industry for like 20, 30 years, and they're waking up to the truth, just like many of us are waking up to questioning, what's going on with the earth, like what actually was created for us.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people don't want to consider the ideas of flat Earth, is because it implies a unique position in the solar system, if you want to call it the solar system. But yeah, it implies a unique centralized position, and that means that your position's special. And then all of a sudden you're accountable, like morally accountable, if you think about it. So it's like, I can't concede any ground, or else, this landslide happens.
Yeah, I hear you. I didn't know RG, the artist, he's my buddy, was in waiting, like in the wings. And so Hercules has been dropping, and I don't know if it's a connection, but I got everybody back. Hercules, if you want to make a comment, if not, I'll pass it to RG to have him say hello. He was mentioning maybe the connection's not going to be the best. So RG, can you hear me? Not getting anything from you yet. I see your... It's weird. I'm not hearing either of you guys.
You might have to... Can you hear me, JT?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You have to click the up arrow next to the mic button and make sure your audio output's set, guys, if you don't have it.
You know what? I unmuted them, so let's see if that works.
It's lighting up. It's saying that we're getting sound, but we're not. I'm not hearing anything from either of them. Let me see if I leave, if it lets someone else speak.
Okay. I should be able to have a bunch of people on. And hey, if you just want to see if you can come up on stream, like, you don't have to turn a camera on. You don't even really have to say anything. But if you ever want to see about hopping on, or you never have, do it. Just click the link, see how it works. Usually some people will need Chrome. If you've never been on a stream before and you're on a phone, sometimes you have to go into your settings and get permissions. But yeah, I'm not a pro at this, but I think it's gone pretty smooth so far. We've all been chilling. We lost Scholarly. It was cool to see him, and I'm going to wait and see if No Despair pops back up. And I see Hercules said, I'm still outside. So I'm going to go through just right quick the chat. Oh, here we go. Galatrax, bringing you back. So I'm going to go through the chat real quick and just kind of shout some people out, because I think that's good form. Mojo Shop. I'm going to start at the top. So Joe F'd Up World has a cool channel. I mean, he's the one that debated McToon in Pastor Duffy's church, which I still need to get through that one. It was kind of a little cringe. But yeah, it's good seeing Joe. I haven't met him in person. I met Mojo Shop in person at the last Flattoberfest in Vegas. I'm going to be going to the one coming up, I think, next month. I don't know Mike Homage, Hey RBB, John Keeley, True Earth Cherry Popper. I know her pretty well as far as on Dave Weiss's app. And if you haven't gotten Dave Weiss's app, I mean, and if you have a problem paying the $3.99, I'm not saying you can't. Hit me up. I will pay. I will Venmo you $3.99 immediately, so you can get on the app and play around with it. Just use the referral code RUN, just capital RUN, and I may post or if somebody. Oh, Yeah, I've got some mods. Post flatearthdave.com in the chat for me so that people can find the Sun Moon Zodiac clock app. As I keep going down, Mad Max, see him in the chat all the time. Good to have you here. Just wait until I have figured out how to charge us for the air we breathe. Dylan, I haven't seen you around, but thanks for your comment. And that makes me remember No Despair, which is Galatrax. I think the realm we live in has plenty of water, and it could be pure and clean for everyone and not charge ridiculously high amounts for water. Same with electricity and same with food. Yet we live in a world where they charge us for everything, and at this time, most of it's toxic, and we're sick, and it's this repetitive cycle of seeing a doctor and getting pills or getting some sort of a little bit of help with our main problem or symptom, but it causes other symptoms and problems. And I'm an athlete, I'm a runner, and honestly, finding flat Earth, people think, that's a dumb journey. Why would you ever even question the Earth? But the surprising thing for me is now I'm distilling my water. Now I'm not eating any foods with hydrogenated oils in it. I'm also looking at how many ingredients are in the food I'm eating. Not because I'm scared. I feel like I've talked to enough people that it's wise to put pure things in your body. And I've learned a ton from all of you. So this, even if it comes to find out that I come to find out that the Earth is not a plane, that it's something else. I'm not going to say it's simulation, but if it's something else other than a globe, I'll just be surprised and I'll go to that. But this journey's been amazing. So thank you all for your support.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't have to do with fear, because like say I'm working at a factory and I hear like 10 other guys that I'm working at got sick from breathing the fumes. It's not necessary. Like it might feel like fine to breathe in the fumes. It doesn't mean that I'm afraid of the fumes, right? It's just that you realize that certain stuff is bad for you. And when you realize it's bad for you, you can stop doing it. But yeah, people tend to doom spiral where they're like, well, if this is true, then that's true. I had a friend, I showed him a Mouthy Buddha documentary on the Comet Pizza thing. And he said, I only watched 30 minutes of this. I can't watch the rest because it makes me want to be violent. If you guys know the Mouthy Buddha documentary, but yeah, I think people tend to doom spiral. They think, if this is true, then I have to make all these sudden changes right now and start moving stuff. But you can make slow, gradual changes, slowly, gradually improving stuff.
That's awesome. I'm just messing around with the settings. Thanks for you guys' patience and all the input that you've got. Jeremy Bird in the house, Bonnie. The true sun is not smooth and regular. Only the mean sun is smooth and regular. Dave's app is not the real sun. I know, Bonnie, that Dave has said that on his app, as it circles around and around and around, that what that's showing is the source sun, because there's a source sun that we don't see. What we do see every single day is the apparent sun, because I don't know, how far into this you guys are, but the luminaries, the sun, the moon, the stars, and the wandering stars, aka planets, which lights in the sky, they all appear to us with an azimuthal grid of vision, or some people say a pad, like a personal atmospheric dome. And I know some people get triggered when people talk about that idea, but dude, when I go outside and there's like white fluffy clouds, the kind where they sit, they're sitting on a density layer. Like you can see the bottoms are flat and shadowed, and you can see that they're all just like sitting on the same level, the same layer. But as you look off into the distance, they staircase down to the horizon. But the truth is, if I drove 10 miles or 15 miles over to the ones that look like they're going way, way, way down, they would actually be up at the same height as the ones above me, because logically the sky is uniform. like in all directions that you can see, even though it apparently looks like that they crash down towards the horizon. That's just all an optical experience, optimal or optical experience. So if you want to add to that, no despair, go for it. And what you've seen outside, like with the parallel, like the train tracks are parallel, but they appear to converge in the middle. The sky and the ground do the same thing. So you got anything to say to that?
Yeah, highways and streetlights, do the same thing. It's an odd thing that both models have an equivalence, and that depending on what you want to believe, you could believe either. So if one were more popular than the other, of course it would be more believed. That's just how things tend to work out. People tend to conform. They want to be similar to whatever tribe they feel like they're in, because that it's a survival thing. But there's also like an evolutionary thing, or a biological thing, if you want to call it that, where you want to be a little bit different. You want to seek novelty. And I think we're at a point where, our survival isn't dependent on whether or not we believe tis globe or tis topographical plane. It's not dependent on it. So you can, you can afford to look into those things. I think, again, a lot of people are just super afraid to. But yeah, it does appear that they converge, and that we have a azimuthal grid of vision. We have a dome of vision. What was the word that we found? I think it was sky dome. They found it from like a 1940s manual. They call it the sky dome.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. The whole concept. I was kind of ranting on this concept or this idea, and when I first was told that the Earth is not a globe, I had the same reaction. I was kind of like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's not a globe? And I just started with like, what about the satellites and the ISS, and how does this work? How does that work? But now when I go out front and I see the sun, basically early in the morning, if I go on a run or something, and the whole side of this, like the whole sky lights up where the sun is going to appear to rise, I know that is my grid of vision illuminating, like the noble gases, and as this energetic, life-giving sun, even though it is a apparent focal point in the sky. I mean, we see the orb of the sun as it's making its course all the way around, bringing its heat and light. It's illuminating an entire side of my azimuthal grid of vision. And the second I see it start to peak up, it's at the limit of my vision, which is 3959 miles away, and it comes up to zenith, and when it's directly above me, and then it goes down, and it never changes size because it's presenting itself to me at the limit of my vision, which is pretty amazing. If people can digest that is possibly what's going on in reality, they have a much better chance of waking up to just the nature of our realm. I think somebody else is in the side here. Oh, RG the artist is back. Let's see if he's got audio, unless you wanted to respond, no despair.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little crackly, tiny bit crackly, but I can hear you. I mean, it's like normal.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I don't have my computer yet. I'm gonna mute up though and let you finish your thought.
You're fine, RG. I mean, you know quite a bit about the grid of vision as well, and I mean the way that I can define and know for myself that the sun is apparent is because for somebody on the plane, it's peaking up, it's coming up low in the sky, while it's noon for somebody else, while it's setting for somebody else. And that's not because we live on a ball that's turning. It's because we're all up and down like this. Everyone's head is up, and we're seeing the apparent suns, the apparent sun, and we're seeing it in different places. Now, if you don't see it and you don't see any light, that's because it's on the far side of its circuit, and it's taking its light with it. I mean, people can think that's dumb, but bro, if it's reality, it's reality.
Yeah, when you see it for yourself from a weather balloon, it's beautiful. I mean, it's day and night. Right there is just it's an experience if you haven't seen it. Yeah, for sure. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And I want to shout out Joe Hanvey right now. If you guys haven't been to Joe Hanvey's Facebook page and YouTube page, he's doing great work, man. He's got the dome model that he's built. He's working on all the observations that we see. He's not trying to I guess he is trying to fully make a functional model, because that's what everybody keeps saying they want. But it's cool how he can do the star rotations in multiple locations, or looking north and looking south. And he's finding out a lot about the quadrants. So, like a lot of people are saying the Southern Cross, how can we see it in kind of two different places? He's saying that there's four quadrants that you can see it in. Like, the nature of our realm is very reflective. All the water, we're 70% water, is very reflective. The dome itself, or the superfluid above, probably has a reflective property to it. And then, of course, Antarctica all the way around the known realm is ice. And the reflectivity of this place is baffling, and I like looking into it. So I'm gonna drop my camera, let you guys talk for just a second, and I'm gonna drop Joe's links.
Awesome. Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing good tonight. Yeah, that I would say with the four quarters, it makes me think of how Enoch described quarters, and it would make sense that if you were closer to the center, or let's say east and west, you were really close, and you're looking toward like South America, Australia, kind of that way, and you're in the upper.
Uh-oh, looks like we dropped, or he dropped. If anybody wants to chime in, just start speaking, or otherwise I'm going to scan the chat to see if we have anybody saying some things. Mad Max says, it always looks like clouds are sitting up against a piece of glass to me. I've loved looking around ever since, I started seeking the truth of what this realm is. Nature itself has come alive to me, like the moon, and getting a P1000, and just really looking at the sky in the daytime and nighttime, and just thinking about light. What is light? And life, the leaves on trees and nature, it's all just come alive again. I've gotten curious about nature, Mother Nature, as they say, because before I was just taking care of my family, raising kids, focusing on my marriage, and now I'm just sort of looking into all these things. Okay, RG's back. There we go. Hey, RG, you dropped again. I'm just going to scan and see if anybody had any comments or questions I was going to highlight.
Yeah, I think when my screen goes dark, it boots me out. So I have to kind of move my thumb across my screen every once in a while. Keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That Witches says, we're surrounded by ether. That's a big talking point in this whole, I say, debate or exploration, is, I spent 40 years having no idea that the word ether existed. I mean, I guess I always heard of, sun, or fire, water, like whatever those elements are, earth, wind, fire, ether. And actually, Dr. Young spoke about that quite a bit, because he's into like alchemical stuff. He's the PhD physicist, the nuclear theoretical physicist that's woken up to our plain Earth.
The defector.
Yeah, right. I like his streams.
I like his demeanor. I think he's got a honest way of going about speaking. It seems like I could have a beer with him.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and have you listened to his music yet?
I haven't, unless you sent me one of his songs. I might have if you sent me one of his songs.
Yeah, you can look up headflux.com, or you know what's weird? If you go headflux.com, it sends you to like a weird site that's like, hey, if you want to buy this domain, you just have to Google Headflux to find his site. I mean, it's set up https://headflux.com. That will work.
Oh, it's head with HED.
HEAD. Oh, HEDFLUX, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yep. And he messes with music. He's a DJ. It's very electronic, but he calls it like alchemical music, where he's trying to use healing frequencies and I guess the beats and just the whole way that he puts music together. He tries to make it a beneficial thing for people.
If I leave my mic open, JT, is there feedback when you're talking? I left it open that entire time.
It seems like I can hear just like a fan.
Yeah, it's my AC. All right, I'll close it then.
Yeah. It's a lot cleaner when you close it. If anybody has feedback on this show, if anybody's too loud, I don't know, just tell me. Going down through the chat, it's so crazy. I can't believe Witsit does like 3, 4, 5 hour streams at time and can balance everything that's going on. Like sometimes he's ranting and raving, like totally ladling gravy, and also keeping track of if there's like too many trolls or like what's being said in the chat. I see it says here stream. I've got 17 messages that I haven't even gotten to. Private, I've got 1 that I need to check. But let's see. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Just chilling by the side. That's Ron Holtz. My friend Steve's in here. He's from the UK. He tried to post flatearthdave.com, but it looks like Flat Earth Dave Comicom. If you do get the Flat Earth app, just use my referral code RUN. And if you want me to send you $3.99, message me. I'll do it. See what else we got.
It's not free though. He wants a like on the video. So if you guys are watching, just slam that like button for KT.
Thanks for that. Your audio a second ago was really good, and now it's back to that kind of tin can sound. I don't know what changed.
Let me try messing with the output.
Yeah, do it. I'll let you know when it's clear.
Better or worse?
Louder.
And better or worse?
Way better, but a tiny bit distorted. So keep talking.
Testing. Is it better now?
Yeah, whatever you did, you went from like crappy broken mic to actually hearing like baritone and like your actual voice. So I don't know what you changed.
Yeah, I glitched the app. So I went to the audio input button and I switched it to my interface, and I switched it back to my, it's like a iMac, so it has its own microphone. But then when I went to switch it back to my interface, it just says audio input and audio input. So whatever I did, I switched it from one to the other and back.
Yeah, you fixed it. I left Steve's comment up. I thought Steve was up here. Yeah, right now, instead of worrying about like the flow of the conversation, I'm just sort of looking around. So it's going to get kind of, I guess, a little weird.
Hey, do you has anyone ever really looked into the cedars of Lebanon, the biblical trees that they talked about? The Creator asked to cut down because the giants wouldn't be able to escape the Nephilim when the flood came. And,
actually, JT and I were looking into that yesterday.
Yeah, there's some beautiful, beautiful silica-based trees that were petrified under all the pressures of the waters, and it petrified them fairly quick, I would think. But this is where all the arrowheads and granites and flagstone, like obsidian, like all of that comes from the biblical trees. And you can actually see the wood grain in the mountains that look exactly identical to smaller trees that we have now. The seeds came from the big trees, I think.
And the bark, you can see the bark as well in those, like, I don't know what you call them, but they're like spires that are like wide. They're not like They're like wide spires. They kind of look like wallpaper that fell, or like sheetrock pieces that fell. It looks like bark.
Yeah, and it's everywhere across the world. I mean, I've been studying this for quite a while, and I have a buddy that he does talks like, and he just travels around and really documents it. And I mean, it's such a beautiful story how when you just like flat Earth, you can't unsee it once you see it. And I'm trying to get that message out to people more, since we have more people that are either Christians or believe in a creator. But it's cool to show, and I have a lot of videos. If you ever want any, just ask, and I'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah, please. I posted a channel in the chat, which is Terry Eichmann, I think his name is. Flat Out Truth is his channel, but he has 2 videos about this. It's called Who Cut Down the Trees, and it goes into, I think, Daniel, and then the Book of Giants and Enoch, and it talks about how and why the trees were cut down and why the stumps were left. I was showing JT that yesterday. I posted them both in the YouTube chat, but I love that channel. Terry is awesome. He also has, just a quick shout out for his playlist, Professor Dumb Dave playlist. It is one of the best playlists you'll ever see. It's like 14 videos or something.
Yeah, man, you dropped so much on me yesterday. I look forward to going through, the different information. If you guys aren't on Telegram, that's a really good app. I enjoy it quite a bit. You can find things and you can forward them to your, basically, yourself, and it'll be there forever for you to work through. I know some people are saying like Telegram's been compromised. You got to be super careful, especially if you're messing with crypto, because they'll be sending bots in there to like try to harvest, the code of the stream, whatever it's called. I'm not that far into messing with crypto at this point. But I like Telegram, I like Discord, I like X, and mainly for networking and meeting people and talking about truth or seeking truth. And the wild thing is the algorithm. Like, algorithms are generally kind. Like, if I don't want to see trash, I don't look at it, or I swipe away, or I don't physically look at it. I just scroll away. And generally, all my algorithms don't try to throw me crap. It's good stuff. But I think some more people are trying to join.
Same here.
Oh, here's Riggs.
Same here. That's a great tactic. But I'll let you talk. Yep.
I added Riggs. I don't know how long you were waiting, Riggs. Welcome, bro.
Yo, what's up? JT.
Yeah, just trying to learn this talk studio Streamlabs, and my feet are getting my feet wet. So thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, no problem. I never really do these YouTube live things, so I kind of wanted to get my feet wet and see how it works and everything too. So this works out.
Hey, bro, you sound good. You sound like normal, and
oh, nice.
I
you don't hear the fan in my car?
it's not bad at all. Yeah.
Okay.
Galatrax AC is a touch louder than your fan, but I just want to thank you, man, for being on this journey. Because when I popped in 2 years ago, I kind of had no idea which direction to go in, because everything was just like inverted and twisted. But talking with you personally, and in the Aether Cosmology Discord and the Earth Awakenings Discord, man, everything just starts to line out. If you seek truth, you're going to find it. And you've been on the journey longer than me. Do you want to say anything about your journey?
I would say the most important thing is wanting to know the truth. I think that if whether or not you believe in the creator, that if you look, if you want to know the truth, and you pursue that, you will come to find that there is a creator, and the truth and the creator is synonymous. So all I can do is just say, just keep looking. And even if you think you know everything, just keep looking some more. There's no harm in that, and if you feel settled in your ways and something new comes by, keep a door open, because we have to be open for our brothers and sisters anyway. So it's good to know. It's good to know what maybe they're putting up with, or maybe something you haven't tackled yet. Never be closed-minded, because God is always there waiting for you if you want to seek Him, and the truth is always waiting for you too, because they are one and the same. Anyway, that's all I want to say, man.
Thank you, Mr. Riggs.
Man, awesome. I appreciate that. If something else pops up, grab the mic, and I'll probably be on for another, I don't know, 10 or 20 minutes. I'm just messing around with this just to see how it works. Later, my goal is to have like set up interviews where, and I've said this to a lot of people, so this is probably on repeat, but I want to get people on to share their story, either their life story. I know that Brian Stavely has done that, and he has like a whole section of people's awakenings. That's fun. I mean, I kind of want to do the same thing because we have the people debating the science and the sciences. And, I'm just a normal person that wants to find the truth in all things. And I think I'm going to have some unique conversations with people so they can share their heart, share their past, what they found to be good versus not good. And people can tune in if they want to hear it. If they don't, they're welcome to go somewhere else. I know there's a little bit of drama in the chat. Bonnie's saying a few things about the azimuthal grid of vision or the sun and the sun paths. I'm not like calling you out, Bonnie. I'm just saying that the way that I understand the azimuthal grid of vision, I know it sounds like people are like, oh, what are you talking about? It's just how we see. If you have two eyes, you have perspective in how you see the world. And at close range, like in your room, or if you're looking at your phone or your computer, you're looking linearly like right at that device. And across the room, it's, things will begin to shrink as it goes into the distance. But, things get to be like curved visual space at a distance, and perspective is a wild thing in figuring out how we see the world. And so basically every single human being walks around and they have a like a snapshot of the sky or a dome of vision over them wherever they go. And so like if you and I were right next to each other and it was in a huge field or the salt flats, and we're looking at the stars and we're right next to each other, we almost have the exact same picture of the sky. It's really, really close. But if I went east and you went west, 69 miles, the degree of change of the stars would change 1 degree for each of us, and they would go backwards, back to where we were. And if you just stand still, they're all moving at 15 degrees an hour, right? Or there's sidereal rotation. The sky moves, the luminaries move. And so trying to nail down like what the sun is and where it moves and how it moves, those are all things that I don't think any man knows. But anyway, I'm not trying to attack you or anything, but just acting like might not be the right move. Anybody have any other feedback on the azimuthal grid of vision, or do y'all want to bring up a new topic?
Yeah, I could speak a little truth on that, because when I was younger, I actually had an accident with my right eye. I was framing a house during the summer, helping with like a summer job. I was 17 years old, and I was working with my uncle using a nail gun. And you can see where I'm going with this. It's the nail came out sideways and from the wood that I was shooting, and it hit a piece of metal and shot right into the very center of my eye. And on the way to the hospital, the fluid had drained out of the center of my eye. So everything I seen when I looked out of that eye at that time was black and white and gray colored and inverted upside down. So the information that comes from outside of your eye is turned upside down and is given color from that fluid that's in your eye. So it can be tricky to understand. The easy answer would be, we only see what we've known since birth, right? So it takes something, a lot of information, a lot of studying of the eye, or the way Shane teaches it, and Alan and Toby, like they've got it. And I think Bonnie could get to that point, if she's willing to just take a little time and understand how the eye works with nature, and how the light coming into your eye gives you that information that you then understand through your brain. I think she'll get it. And Bonnie, if you want a little help with that, hun, I'm always up for shooting you some links or something like that. So
Thanks for that feedback, RG. The eye is amazing, like how we see, and it's crazy that things come in upside down, and our brain fixes it. I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but there's glasses you can put on that right when you put them on, everything will be flipped, and after like an hour, your brain will fix it to where it looks normal. But then you take the glasses off and you see inverted for a while until your eyes adjust back.
Yeah. I had to wear those actually. So after my surgery, when I was laying in the bed, I had to lay on the opposite side of my, my eye surgery. So I had to wear those glasses, and so laying sideways, I could see everything that was vertical. Me being horizontal, but it twisted it where it was vertical. It's very trippy trying to walk. Yeah, so I've got that car. I'll have to find it and show you guys. Yeah, I have a man-made lens.
Wow, that's
interesting. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So let me ask you something, RG, real quick. You said that you don't have your PC yet. I know you want to get a PC. As far as like the audio goes, the crackling and the popping, what do you think is causing that to come across that way?
It may be the ceiling fan, and my voice is crackly. I've always had a real raspy voice.
No, it's
it's
something different than that. Because like right now I'm using these Sony headphones. I'll turn on my camera, like and they just have this little mouthpiece, which is, I don't know. I think this should be the audio. Does this louder right now versus like right now?
Yeah, it was really loud. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So generally, I don't really like it because I have to hold it kind of close. But I don't know. I was wondering if you had a setup like this, if it would clear up your audio.
Well, I've got a set of headphones that when I'm writing music, I wear those, and sorry.
Yeah, if you feel like messing with something. I think I'm going to try. See, one thing I don't know, I haven't pulled it up. I've been distracted. I wanted to see what the stream looks like, because sometimes people have like backgrounds that are cool. It looks like to me it's just black with just our, with our three people up here. I know Hercules is still listening in. He's been outside. RG dropped. So it's just me. Good timing. I'm going to try to see if I can share screen. So let's see, I'm going to share. Oh, cool. Okay, so this is going to be a breakup letter to NASA. This was shared earlier. I can't remember who. I guess I could scroll up and see. But anyway, I'm going to share this real quick, and it says also share with audio. So let's see. Give me a 5x5 if you can hear the audio on this.
It's time to make things right. Lies and deception, let's bring it to the light. Truth will set you free, and the charade we've seen. Let honesty prevail in every word and every scene. Come forth and face the truth, admit the lies you've spun. This deceptive web you've woven, we won't be alone.
Can you go to the couch, baby? Nope, my thing's unmuted. How funny. Let me pause this. Okay. Okay. That was a little bit of a train wreck. So I had it playing, which was cool. And I think I got the 5x5 by a couple people, which is great. I left my mic open, and my daughter wanted some chips, and I was like ripping the bag open, pouring chips, because I just, I wanted to test this real fast and then, go back to taking care of everybody. So I'm about to jump off of here, but it would have been better if I muted myself, and then you guys could have enjoyed the video. But it's so funny watching people stream. Either they'll forget to unmute themselves, and they'll be like going off on a diatribe and no one hears it, or like just then, I had the video playing, and then of course it was probably loud. Yeah, I don't know what else to try. Got my camera. I'm gonna hide Hercules from the screen, which will make me go full. Glad everybody showed up. Much love to everybody. No drama for people who think differently than me. The azimuthal grid of vision, it either is true or it's not. I definitely don't think that we live on a spinning water ball hurling through space, orbiting the sun, and all these different vectors, all these different wobbles and speeds. That doesn't feel true, right, good, actual reality to me anymore. And if that makes you guys think, man, what an idiot. He went to college, he got a degree in business, and he doesn't understand we live on a spinning water ball in space that's oblate. I just don't believe it anymore. I truly feel that, like, when I go to my hometown or whatever that I grew up in, I hadn't been there in months. If I was to go there, it's the same place that it's always been in space. You know what I mean? To try to calculate how many miles has that town moved since I visited it last, to me, it just seems like insanity. Like I said earlier, moving 1.6 million miles every 24 hours. Like when I told my wife about, flat Earth and some of these things, some of these numbers, she was like, where are we going? Like, especially the whole idea of space expanding, like all of the universe expanding into nothingness at, who knows, light speed, millions of miles an hour, hundreds of thousands of miles an hour. Everything's moving supposedly in different directions and has for thousands of years, yet the stars repeat annually. And so do, like, Halley's Comet is a repeat optical phenomenon. And like Shane St. Pierre has looked up, like, eclipses, they're all post-dictions. Like, what's coming up is just because we've kept a record of what's happened. And so I appreciate all y'all for coming to my first ever test stream. It was fun. I wasn't near as nervous as I thought I'd be. Hercules says 4 times faster than light speed. Yeah, that's all I got. Just hanging out, chilling. I'll probably, like I was saying earlier, work out, having some people on to where once I get this going, it'll just be one person talking back and forth, which will be kind of fun to follow, people telling their stories. I'm no expert in any of the sciences. I mean, you can laugh at me for that. I'm just a normal person that wants to bring glory to the Creator. I do believe that this place was created. I mean, I can't speak something into existence. I can't create or make a flower with my mind, and I think God did. So he's the great designer and the great creator with infinite power, and he always has existed. He always will exist. That's what my faith is, and I believe that the Messiah is real, like Jesus. I follow him. I think he'll return, where the Bible says that the sky one day is going to roll back like a scroll and all are going to see him coming. I mean, I think that's going to happen. Now, if it doesn't, and if there's a different creator than the God of the Bible, I'm not going to change the path that I'm on, because I have a 15-year history of trusting the Messiah, not man, not church. I'm not one of those religious Christians that's going to judge you if you don't think just like me. I truly lived a life that was pretty wild, and I was God of my own life, and I didn't like the direction I was going in. I led myself into darkness, depravity, sadness, loneliness, anxiety, depression. All these things were very prevalent in my life, and I got tired of it. And so I surrendered to Christ and didn't even know what that meant. I just called out to Jesus. It's the only thing I knew. Now, sometimes, I say Yeshua, I don't think the name matters so much as the intention. So when I pray or when I think about all you guys in the journey you're on, I'm hopeful that you guys are all finding peace and joy and contentment and hopefully clean water and clean food and pure relationships that aren't toxic. I'm hopeful that you find relationships, if you're interested in marriage, where you can connect with another person and there not be, fighting and drama and tension. But everything that I'm going through is really based on relationship, my relationship with others. So if you're a Glow believer and you think I'm an idiot, that's fine. You have the total freedom to think that about me. You have a right to think that about me. But if I say, you know what, I think we live in an enclosed topographical stationary plane, maybe don't attack me for that. Maybe just say, you know what, this guy's allowed to think what he wants and to find what he believes to be the truth, because I'm not hurting children and I'm not out to get you. I'm not out to hurt you if you think it's a globe. So I don't know. I'm just asking for a little bit of grace. Yeah. Fire First Live. I love that. Yeah, just sort of ranting, but I'll say this now. I want to spend the rest of my life finding anything good in a person, unique, beautiful, and wonderful, and promoting that, helping them to find that and encouraging them to basically be their best self if they want to lose weight or if they want to get stronger as an athlete or if they just want to start a program where they walk more or they eat cleaner. I'm always going to encourage that in people. And I want the human race to understand and realize that we are a family. We're the human family, and it's worth it to connect and not be disconnected all the time. So yeah, love you all. That's all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out.